The Lowcountry is now thawing out after last week's snow and ice. In this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I sit down with ABC News 4 Chief Meteorologist Dave Williams. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. Dave, it is so good to see you again.
Hey Quintin.
How are you?
We got to stop meeting like this.
I know.
It seems like you come after a hurricane,
Right.
after snowstorm.
Yes.
How about we not have any weather disasters?
Well, let's pray to God for that. We need some divine protection around here.
Yeah, exactly.
You talk about that snowstorm. It's been 4 days now.
Mm-hmm.
What headline would you write?
That was pretty much one for the ages. It really was. I mean, we haven't seen a snow like that since 1989.
Wow.
So it's been a long time. And some of the younger kids, when I go out and speak at schools and things like that, the younger kids, they're always like, we want to get snow, we want to get snow. Well, kids, you got your snow. So here it is, and this may be one that you only see once in a lifetime, depending on how long you live here.
And you talk about 1989. Where else would you put the snowstorm as far as totals in your mind?
Well, it was the third snowiest one day that we've ever seen. So the airport officially ended up with 5.3 inches of snow.
Yeah.
It almost came in second place. So it's right up there with the top snows ever since 1938. So that's pretty significant.
And you also have some more totals from the Charleston International Airport.
Yeah, and some of the numbers that we have here, 5.3, there it is, the greatest one-day snow total we had. Also, we had 4 consecutive days where there was an inch on the ground. It's starting to melt a little bit now, so it's going away pretty quickly. We climbed up into the 60s.
Yeah.
Some of the other things, we had 3 record low temperatures, 5 record coolest high temperature days. So those were days where we were only in the 30s.
Right.
Today's the first day we got into the 40s since, well, this year. And we actually did get back into the 60s, and that's the first time that happened since Christmas Eve.
Wow.
So it's been quite a while.
Wow.
It's a pretty significant cold stretch.
And I know that the Charleston water system is basically saying, hey, don't really drip your pipes a lot because it's going to be, the temperatures are actually going to climb.
Yes. Now we're not so much worried about that because I don't have any temperatures forecast below freezing until Saturday night into Sunday. And even then, let's see. Saturday night into Sunday, and even then, I've got 34. So Sunday night into Monday, 31. So finally, we're going to warm up, and we're going to thaw out.
Let me talk to you about the 7-day forecast. What's going to look like for us next coming up?
Well, we're warming up. The next several days, we're going to see some 70s coming into the forecast. 70s on Thursday and Friday. We could see showers, maybe even some thunderstorms with a storm system that's going to come through Friday night into early Saturday, and then this weekend looks a little cooler, but not cold like we've just seen.
And obviously there's still ice on the ground. Will that actually refreeze in your mind?
No, it'll be gone by then. So we won't have to worry about that. Anything that's left on the ground is going to be gone within the next day or two.
Wow.
So unless you build a big pile of snow, then that'll take a few more days to melt.
Like when I saw Marion Square yesterday.
That's right.
I want to take it back because obviously that particular snowstorm happened on Wednesday. We started off really with freezing rain and into snow.
Yep.
Tell me, how did we get there?
Well, a lot of times when you're watching winter storms in this part of the country, the cold air and the precipitation don't meet up just right. Usually that cold air is coming in back behind the precipitation, so you get some rain, and then once the rain is gone, your temperatures drop back below freezing. Now in this instance, we had the cold air in place, and then the moisture came up off the Atlantic Ocean, and like you said at the beginning, we did get some freezing rain because the Atlantic Ocean sitting out here was in the mid-40s at that time. So that warmed a layer, not down here at the ground, but it warmed a layer up in the upper levels of the atmosphere where the snow fell, it melted, and then it came down through that real cold air, and once it hit the ground, it froze again. So we had the freezing rain, but then throughout the day, more cold air came in on the backside of the system, which we knew it was going to do. And as that cold air came in on the backside of the system, it made the entire column cold. So everything was below 32 degrees. So that snow just kept falling, and it started to pile up on the ground.
And usually we don't have that here in this particular city. It's always Columbia or Greenville.
Right.
Why us now?
Right. And it's for that reason exactly, because the cold air was in place, and the storm didn't come from the west.
Right.
The storm came up the East Coast. So as that storm came up the East Coast, places to the west, like Columbia,
Right.
they got a little snow there. And then Greenville, Spartanburg, they didn't get any because they were so far away from the center of the storm. And even here in Charleston, what a lot of people don't realize is the center of that storm, when it passed by here, was about 150 to 200 miles out in the ocean. So we just got brushed by the back edge of the storm.
Wow.
It was really interesting to watch it all come together.
Yeah, man, yes. And obviously, we talk a lot about black ice, black ice, black ice.
Yeah.
That's still the case right now.
Yeah. And like I say, since the temperatures are above freezing now and we're going to stay above freezing for quite a while, that's going to become less of an issue.
Okay.
Because obviously to have ice, the temperature has to be 32. So for a little while, we may have a little bit more black ice, especially on some of those shaded back country roads.
Right.
There may be a little bit of leftover black ice for the next, I'd say maybe 12 hours or so, but that's going to be gone.
Wow.
Just because the temperatures are too warm.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yep.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Dave Williams, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Always good to see you, Quentin.
Likewise.